Hey, what's up, you guys? Been a minute since I've uploaded anything. Life has been crazy. Life has been busy. You know how it goes. But today I'll be doing another 10-minute tech talk. That's such a ridiculous name. Um, I'll be doing another tech talk, and today I'll be talking about the importance of interaction slash instant speed within Magic the Gathering. A lot of you guys, you already know about this. You already know how important this is. You're already running that sort of stuff. Totally fine. Great. Good on you. I will just be talking about a few cards that have been impactful to me as of recently, and some of the stuff that it has done for me as of recent. If well, you bet you already know about all this, so good on you, man. Keep going, keep playing that interaction. Send it. So, what is instant speed slash interaction? Magic has a unique mechanic. I don't know if this has been in any other games, but for most games that I have seen, you have not been able to do this. Magic has cards that you can play at instant speed, meaning you can play it on other opponents' turns. I have not seen that in any other card games that I have played, but granted, my TCG knowledge is mostly limited to Magic. I played Pokemon in a very wrong way when I was in grade school. I just kind of did stuff, and me and my friends had a great time. That was how I played Pokemon. Other than that, I've never played it correctly. I've never played Yu-Gi-Oh! I assume there's some interaction in Yu-Gi-Oh!, seeing as how they say, "You've activated my trap card," but it's really all I got for those two games. Other games, I haven't seen a lot of interaction. I don't know. I don't have a lot of knowledge for that. But for Magic, I know that it is something that is drastically important, and I have undervalued immensely in my time playing. So Magic lets you play cards on other people's turns at instant speed, as I just said. And why is that so important? Why is that so good? Well, most instants can do just about anything. I have seen instants create creatures. I have seen instants destroy creatures. Instants can draw you cards. Instants can make opponents discard cards. You can stop your opponents from playing spells. You can cast counter spells. Any sort of thing like that. Anything that contributes towards a game of Magic, you can probably find in an instant speed spell. Now that's great. Why is it so important to do it at instant speed? Well, in a typical game of Commander, you're playing in a four-person table. That means 75% of the game is not happening on your turn. That was something that got me. 75% of the game is not happening on your turn. So if you can play at instant speed and you can play one card on someone else's turn once, increase your percentage by 25%, maybe. On average, you increase your play percentage of by 25%, meaning you are spending 50% of the game actually playing Magic rather than 25% of the time. That's pretty okay. Now, granted, that's saying you play one card on someone else's turn every time. That's every rotation. That's very difficult, very hard to do. But you get what I'm saying. You are playing the game more. You are doing more. You are contributing more to the game. And the person who contributes the most is typically the person who wins. It's very hard for someone to sit there and go, okay, I play this and do nothing, and then I win. That's very hard. Yes, there are combos. Yes, there are things that do that. Yes, I understand that. There's everything is the way it is until it isn't within Magic. I understand that. But if you're sitting there and you are casting instant speed card draw, or you are destroying someone's combo, or you are countering someone's board wipe, you are going to be able to save yourself more often, and you are going to be able to contribute more to that game of Magic. And so if you can interact and you can do more, you are more likely to win. And so as of recently, the deck that I will be talking about in this example, I have recently built a Crick deck. I will see if I can have the editing skills to put cards on the screen. If I can, I need to go this way. Crick. Insert Crick here. He's very strong. He's very powerful. If you've seen him do gross things. Dumb card. We all know that. Anywho, I've recently built a Crick deck, and to make this deck a little bit more powerful, I told myself, Tanner, you're going to put in more interaction than you normally do, and you're more than comfortable with, or you're uncomfortable with. An amount of interaction you normally don't have, and so I did. I threw in a lot of instants. I threw in a lot of instant speed removal. Threw in a lot of instant speed board saves, as I like to call it, or creature saves. You give a creature indestructible. And I threw in some instant speed card draw, some instant speed ramp, that sort of stuff. And I was like, okay, let's see how this goes. And I haven't played very many games with it. So take that into consideration. But from what I noticed, just from the difference between a lot of my decks that play big creatures versus this Crick deck that has a lot of interaction, I was doing more on other people's turns. I was ready for their threats. I was ready to protect myself. I was ready to do more. And I just felt more involved with the game and more powerful in this game. And it was a new feeling that I have not normally had within a game of Magic. And so I will be going over some of the cards that I have seriously enjoyed. I don't have them memorized, not that good. Sorry, guys. But I'll be going over some of the cards. I have 5 cards that I have picked out from the deck that I have severely enjoyed. I will start out with removal, then go to board save, and then I have a card draw card. And these are just kind of like what I have categorized most of my interaction into. And so we'll start out with what I think is one of the most criminally underrated cards. Baleful Mastery, 3 and a black for an instant. You may pay 1 and a black rather than pay the spell's mana cost. If 1 and a black cost was paid, an opponent draws a card. Exile target creature or planeswalker. So you're telling me, for 1 and a black, I can exile a creature or planeswalker, and one of my opponents draws a card? The downside of an opponent drawing a card in standard or modern where it's 1-on-1 is immense. That's so different. In Commander, it doesn't even matter. It's non-consequential. You say, oh, hey, you look like you're not drawing your lands. You look like you're not drawing any of your cards you need. You go ahead and draw a card while I exile this big creature or planeswalker that's been a problem this whole game. For 1 and a black, exile. That card is criminally underrated. Baleful Mastery. There you guys go. Baleful Mastery. Start running it and let me draw the cards. Next card is Doomblade. 1 and a black, instant speed. Destroy target non-black creature. If you've played Magic for any amount of time, that like more than a year and a half, you know Doomblade, you've seen it, you know what it does. Doomblade is just, it's 1 and a black, destroy target creature, target non-black creature, and I can guarantee you at least once per rotation, or at least once per game, I don't know, there will be a big threat that is a non-black creature, and for 1 and a black, you can just go, gone. See ya. That's just so good. You spend 2 mana to destroy their 6 mana Atali right before he moves to combat, because it's at instant speed. You destroy it right before he goes to attack. Done. Simple. That's just how powerful some interaction is. Next, I'm moving on to the indestructible category. Giving Crick indestructible proved to be really nice. Really nice. The first one is Unlikely Aid. Target creature gets +2/+0 and gains indestructible until end of turn. The +2/+0 doesn't matter. You're paying 2 mana to give it indestructible. You give Crick indestructible. It's just good. Someone goes, hey, I will beast within your Crick. I say no, and I get to keep my card. That's just good. That's just value. There's no other words for it. One that I am really enjoying, Without Weakness, 1 and a black, instant speed. Target creature you control gains indestructible until end of turn. Cycling 2. Cycling 2 is not great, but if you're sitting there and you're holding a hand full of protection and removal, and you're just kind of sitting there and you're like, well, I don't have much else to do. May as well chuck this card to draw a card. So you pay the 2, chuck it, draw a card. Maybe you get a hit, maybe you get a land. Doesn't matter. Instant speed cycling, or cycling is at instant speed at any point. Cycling is just more interaction. It's just more card draw. And that's one of the beauty parts about this card is it could be card draw, card selection, card advantage. Because you're chucking a card and drawing a card. So you're netting neutral. So it's not necessarily card draw, but it's card advantage. You are getting rid of a card that you don't need to find a card that you might need. Pretty awesome. And so that is one of the cards that I have really enjoyed as of recent. And then one card that I think Magic needs to print more of, Blood Pact. 2 and a black, instant speed. Target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. Pain Draw is one of my all-time favorite things in Magic. I don't know why, but this card is so good. 3 mana, draw 2 cards, lose 2 life. Done. Sign me up any day of the week. I will take that deal all day, every day. Draw 2 and lose 2 life for 3 mana at Jimmy's end step. Great. Done. Deal. Send it. Put my signature stamp of approval on it. Great. What else can you ask for? Because, I mean, you're sitting there and you've got 3 cards in hand and it's coming up to your turn and you're like, well, I don't like these. Draw 2 more. And you do it at instant speed. You don't have to spend any of the resources on your turn to draw cards. Because if you're drawing cards at sorcery speed, you're not developing anything else on your board on your turn. You are just drawing cards. And that goes for destroying a creature as well. If you're playing a sorcery speed kill spell, that's what they're called. Words escaped me. If you play a sorcery speed kill spell, then you're spending your turn to kill something rather than develop your board state, which is, again, goes back to the first part that I've talked about. You want to spend other turns doing that. You want to spend other turns impacting the game. And if you can do that at instant speed, you are playing the game more, which means you can spend more time on your turns developing your board state. And so that is why I think interaction is extremely important and why I am going to start running more. It is something that I've noticed is just better, makes the game more enticing to me, and I just enjoy it more. And if you don't like the game that you're playing, why are you playing it? Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys can tell me what this card is right here, you get to choose the next topic for the 10-minute tech talk. Comment down below what you think it is. Here's the hint. It is an instant that has 3 modes. And it is the color identity, not the cost. The color identity is black, green, blue. All right. If you guys can figure that out, first person to comment that gets to pick the topic for the next tech talk. And I'll see you guys then.